Welcome to day 169, Becoming Peace Guided Meditation. The name of today's session is Clarity of Your Emotions. It's easy to just tag your feelings as angry, happy, or sad. Identifying and being more aware of exactly what your emotions are at a deeper level takes more time and energy. Today, we're going to practice getting some clarity where emotions are concerned, which is helpful when we're processing emotion and working through challenging moments. This exercise is especially useful when you feel overwhelmed by emotion and unable to articulate what's going on. You'll need a pen and paper or a journal for this exercise. So let's set aside 10 minutes for this practice we're about to do together. You can use this practice anytime during the day, but it's especially useful when you notice a strong emotion is present. You might be experiencing anxiety and stress, or something pleasant like joy or gratitude. With your eyes open, drop your awareness down into the body. Acknowledge the points in the body where you feel this emotion. So, for example, many people experience anxiety in the chest, stomach, or even in their limbs. Anger or fear sometimes arises in the stomach, and it causes tension in the shoulders and results in a scrunched brow or tight shoulders. So recognizing the emotional experience in your body, write down what you feel. Jot down where you're feeling something and what it actually feels like. Now I'd like you to continue alternating between observing the body and writing your observations down. Be as specific as you can, and I'll give you just a few moments to complete this part of the exercise. Now, let's turn your awareness toward your mind. Look for both individual thoughts and overall mental states. A mental state may be something like anxiety, hope, or the craving to fix something. The individual thoughts may be about a person, an event, or a problem that needs solving. Again, write these down as you notice them. And finally, allow your eyes to close for a minute or two. Tune in to the sense of sight with closed eyes. Notice if the sight feels dark or light, if there's movement or if the mind is visualizing something. There isn't a correct answer, so I'm going to give you a few moments to just notice and settle into closing your eyes, tuning in to the sense of sight with your eyes closed. Now, as you open your eyes and write your experience on paper, let go of any judgment. Read what you've written carefully and slowly, out loud if possible. You may have to pause this video for a moment to complete these exercises. But when you finish, see if you feel more clarity around your emotions. Okay, let's come back. Great work today. Sometimes it's really hard to tap into those emotions and actually start writing thoughts about them. So good work today. And there's something magical that happens when you use your thoughts to power and process emotions with your body, such as writing ideas and inspiration down on paper. Your body can process 90% faster and more effective when you use the senses of the body to help work through emotional issues. Writing and journaling is using those senses of touch. And if you add breathing in an essential oil that you love while completing your writing exercises, it's all the more effective. I hope you'll put this skill in your tool belt of interventions that you can use to even out strong emotions that are sometimes overwhelming to deal with. Maybe even teach this skill to a child. If the child's too young to write out sentences, have them draw pictures. I've enjoyed holding this space for you today, and I hope you consider hitting the sharing button on this session and gifting it to someone you love. Remember to surround yourself with light-bearing activities, music, art, reading, thoughts, all of these things today. Light-bearing activities. Embrace them. And I hope I see you tomorrow. I'll be here. I hope you will too. Bye for now. Welcome to day 171, Becoming Peace Meditation and Inspiration. The name of today's session is a doozy, alleviating feelings of anger and resentment. Today's session is dedicated to Jennifer. Jennifer, perfect days only come along once in a while. And today was a perfect day for a perfect day. Today, we're touching on subjects that crop up in every human being's life. Anger sometimes is a catch-all for many different negative emotions, and resentment seems to follow close behind. This one is for me as much as anyone today. Doing work in these areas inside our own stuff is a super powerful cleanser, and sometimes uncomfortable and scary. Let's just say that up front. But guess what? You're safe here, and we're going to do some awesome work together today. You can do hard things. So let's get started. Alleviating feelings of anger and resentment. In this exercise, I'm going to share a mindfulness exercise you can use anytime to help alleviate feelings of anger and resentment. Anger and resentment that may be related to memories and unprocessed energy. Mindfulness has been shown to help reduce anxiety, depression, pain, and fatigue, improve self-esteem and energy, and increase self-mastery and motivation, and help with healing and relaxation. For all of these reasons, it's a wonderful tool for managing anger, healing resentment, and setting the stage for forgiveness. Sometimes it's easy to forget that anger can sometimes be a healthy emotion. It can come from a place of wishing things to be better or improved, like being angry about the injustices of slave labor around the world, for example. Expressing it in a healthy way is useful because bottling up anger numbs your other feelings as well, and it wears on your health. Have you noticed that? Pretending that you're not mad is inauthentic, which people can sense. And it also has a harmful effect on your health, your physical health, as well as your mental health, when it's bottled up inside. Often just getting hotter or more reactive. On the other hand, anger can be an emotional roller coaster that stresses the body and can often feel dangerous, destructive, and scary for yourself and even for others around you. There are a few ways to bring mindfulness to anger. One way is to try to diffuse anger before there's a big, huge blow up. See if you can blow off steam along the way. If you feel anger or frustration building, try going for a walk, chatting with a friend, breathing fully in and fully out, or journaling about how you're feeling. In other words, try not to accumulate a buildup of irritation as your day progresses. Do whatever you can to to diffuse as often as you need to in the day. Here's another helpful hint. It's also very good to bring mindfulness to learning more about a situation before jumping to conclusions. Sometimes you even have to be asking questions or bringing curiosity to what you think you're angry about can lead to the realization that you may have assumed something is different than how it actually is. Or that it wasn't as black and white as you thought it was. And then, finally, when the emotion of anger is present, see if you can sense internally into the softer emotions beneath the anger, like hurt or fear. How sometimes hurt and fear can appear as anger, but the root of the anger is actually hurt or fear. Do you know what I'm talking about here? Can you sense these underlying emotions anywhere in your mind or your body? If so, simply and gently acknowledge them with a sense of kindness. And remember that these feelings are absolutely normal. Stay with the sensations. Allow yourself to feel through it. Share compassion for yourself and wish yourself well. So, with that in mind, let's practice these techniques in a mindfulness exercise together that you can do anytime when you're feeling anger. So let's begin. Bring your awareness to whatever is going on for you right now. Give the weight of your body up to gravity. Allow your weight to sink into the points of contact between your body and the floor, the chair, or the bed. What sensations are there right now? And if you notice any tension or resistance toward painful or unpleasant sensations, gently turn toward them. Accept them as best as you can. If you begin to tense around the breath, then let go a little bit more with each breath. Soften into gravity. Notice any thoughts as they arise and pass through your mind. See if you can let them come and go without having to identify with their content. Just observe them as if they were clouds in the sky. Notice any feelings and emotions as they arise. Can you let these things come and go? Include everything within your awareness with a kindly perspective. Now, allow your awareness to gather around the experience of the breath deep inside your body. drop your awareness into the breath and feel the different sensations in the front, the back, and sides of your torso. Can you feel your awareness within the flow and movement of your breath? Use your breath to anchor your awareness in the present moment. Breathing in the body, noticing each inhale and exhale again and again. Each time you notice your mind has wandered, gently guide the mind back to the breath deep in the body. Now, gently expand your awareness to include the whole body. Feel the weight and shape of the body as it sits, stands, or lies down. If you've got any pain or discomfort, make sure your awareness stays open. Cultivate acceptance or acknowledgement for all of your experience. Great. You're doing such a good job. Thank you for your courage to do this exercise with me today. The more you practice this, the more you'll be able to diffuse anger and turn it into healthy action and decision making for the benefit of yourself and others. In Chinese medicine, this is called not allowing yourself to leak your qi. Qi is energy. Sacred internal energy. Chinese medicine is all about not leaking your energy or your qi. So take a big deep breath in and out. And let's gently recap. Sometimes it's easy to forget that anger can be a healthy emotion, but expressing it in a healthy way is often the most useful task. Try to diffuse anger before there's a big blow up by blowing off steam along the way, if possible. Also, bring mindfulness to learning more about a situation before jumping to conclusions. And finally, see if you can sense internally into the softer emotions beneath the anger, like hurt or fear or being scared. I hope these techniques help you. And I really want to thank you for your mindfulness today and wanting to learn this skill. Make sure you share this with someone you love And for sure, just focus today on taking in a little sliver of more light than you did yesterday. I appreciate holding this space for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back tomorrow. I hope you will too. Goodbye for now. Welcome to day 172, Becoming Peace Meditation and Inspiration. Today's session is the breath prayer. Praying while breathing, the breath of life. Join me for a full immersion, relaxation experience today. Let's get ready for our meditation by taking in 3 extended, deep cleansing breaths to prepare. Keep going with 2 more. Finding a quiet spot with your back supported, your feet on the floor, and your head free. Take a moment to soften into the posture and create a sense of well-being and mindfulness inside your heart space. No cares, no stress, just peace and calmness. Good. So, when you're ready, close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. As I speak, imagine yourself taking in the messages I'm speaking. Take them in and weave them into the fabric of your eternal soul today. We're going to cleanse and then polish. Cleanse and polish. Cleanse and polish today. Breathing in as we receive and breathing out as we release. Here we go. Breathe in. I receive your love. And breathe out. I release my insecurity. Breathe in. I receive your joy. Breathe out. And I release my unhappiness. I receive your peace and release my anxiety. I receive your patience and release my impulsiveness. I receive your kindness and release my indifferences. I receive your goodness and release my ungodliness. I receive your faithfulness and release my disloyalty. I receive your gentleness and release my severity. I receive self-control and release self-indulgence. Let's come back now. Take one last deep cleansing breath in and release with a little force. Good. Bring your mind to the present moment, here where your body resides. Gently take the calm and cleansing work we just experienced and move them right in through your day today to receive more and releasing more all day today. Be aware and mindful. You did great work today, and if you feel inclined to do so, please share this session with someone you love. I feel peace when I breathe in and receive and breathe out to cleanse. What a beautiful experience today. Remember to choose to take in light today, all day. I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you will too. Bye for now. Hello and welcome to day 173, Becoming Peace, Meditation and Inspiration. The name of today's session is Being Present with Negative Emotions. In today's session, we're going to spend some time learning how to sit with the emotions we usually have a tendency to try to avoid and push to the bottom of the swimming pool. Avoiding negative emotions only makes them fester. So today's session is going to be super important in learning what to do with feelings that are painful. In this exercise, I'll show you how mindfulness can help you become however you want to be, rather than simply reacting to the stressors of work, news, and responsibilities. By now, you're probably feeling a little more comfortable with mindfulness practice. And you may also feel the potential of what mindfulness can do for you. For example, what would it be like if you weren't worried about work or your mortgage, or feeling overwhelmed all the time? or feeling tired from all of your chores? What if, instead of feeling overwhelmed, bored, or stressed, you were able to step back and say, "Oh, okay, that's overwhelm." Or, "Oh, okay, that's worry. Okay, that's just stress. I got this." Rather than saying, "I am stressed," rather than feeling as though you're in the middle of it all, instead, just recognizing that, okay, that's a thought or that's a feeling. For some of you, that may sound weird or crazy woo-woo, and you may well think, "Yeah, but you don't know my crazy situation." And you're right, I don't. But remember, it's really important to see that this practice of mindfulness takes time for change to happen. But change does happen. For people who are successful at what they do, it's a habit of a lifetime, or at least a habit of a good few years. We're not just talking about doing better at work or feeling less stressed. This is about living on your own terms. This is about choosing how awake and present you want to be for the life you're living right now. This is about enhancing your presence, your wisdom, your compassion, and your effect on the world inside of you and outside of you to the absolute best of your ability. How do you want to be when you're older? Mindful. Every time you realize you're distracted and you're taking the time to acknowledge it, something is changing, not only in thoughts and consciousness, but also in the brain itself. If you experience stress, overwhelm, or anxiety a lot, then it'll be really uncomfortable, and you probably want to get as far away from it as possible, and that's understandable. But it's also really important to acknowledge that you can't stop anxiety. Everyone's tried. It doesn't work. So, what you can do is develop a different type of relationship to it, where you eventually feel at ease with it, and potentially can even start to embrace it as a way of further understanding the mind. So as you move through your day today, remember that idea of being aware, simply being aware, being present for the sensations in the body. Whenever you remember to do this, it's quite an amazing thing, because all of a sudden you're actually present. Again, it's as though you can cut the negative feedback loop. You step out of the loop of thinking, which fuels the emotions of stress and overwhelm, and instead, you're actually present with your body and what you're doing. On the one hand, it's a very ordinary feeling, and yet on the other hand, it's an extraordinary feeling because we experience it so rarely. Just remembering to be present, simply being aware. Excellent. done. So, let's recap. If you experience stress, overwhelm, or anxiety a lot, then it'll be really uncomfortable. And you probably want to get as far away from it as possible. And remember, that's understandable. But it's also really important to acknowledge that you cannot stop anxiety. Everyone's tried it, and it doesn't work. But we're recapping that what you can do is develop a different type of relationship to it, where you eventually feel at ease with it, and potentially can even start to embrace it as a way of further understanding your mind. So, for just a few moments, we're going to sit with it. I want you to think of something that creates a little anxiety in your mind and your heart as you start to conjure up those thoughts. Is it your work? Is it a situation with a family member? Does the anxiety, is it surrounded by money or just a task that you have not yet finished? So let's together in this safe space, just sit with it. Sit with the anxiety. See it before you in your mind's eye. Take some deep breaths. Don't try to push it off. Just sit with it. And I'm going to mind the time until you hear a soft bell. And don't worry, it won't be long. Okay, let's come back. How did that feel? Sometimes I think that we create big, scary monsters in our mind when, it is anxiety. It is something we're not looking forward to. It's a situation that's not pleasant, but it's often a lot more large in our imagination than what it feels like to just sit with it. And as you sit with it, it starts to neutralize naturally. So as you move through your day today, remember that idea of being aware. Just simply being aware of what you're experiencing and being present for the sensations in your body. I hope some of this has been useful to you. And I want to thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being willing to practice mindfulness and being aware in this moment. I am going to invite you to share this session with someone you love. And remember to take in more light today than you did yesterday. Just a little bit more. I'm going to be here tomorrow, and I hope you are too. Bye for now.